Welcome in, everybody, to UC Gameday Live, here live at Pat Parker Memorial Field as the Macon County Tigers getting ready to open up their season on a Saturday for a second straight year. My name's Jacob Vincent. That's Noah McKay. The Macon County Tigers making their way towards the field. We'll talk with some players. We'll talk with head coach Kyle Shoulders. We'll break down the game a little bit as they get ready to take on Fulton on that field right over there in just a little bit. Welcome in, everybody. Today's UC Gameday Live presented by Macon Bank Trust Company. Appreciate them for being one of our sponsors for this broadcast and all season long for the Macon County Tigers. And Noah, we're excited. Week one, had a lot of games last night. We've got one more today, and it should be a fun one with Fulton coming to town.
It's been a marathon. Thursday night we had football in Livingston and Cumberland County. Last night, of course, a full Friday. And tonight, the reigning champs get the main event of the week. That seems fitting that Macon County, again, gets a Saturday game. They're hoping to repeat themselves. A great Saturday game last year against Westmoreland. Another team with some history, only one meeting, but it was a big one. We'll talk a lot about it with Fulton. So some of the folks here that are waiting on the Tigers have a little bit of revenge on their minds. So it's going to be a fun game tonight. Great atmosphere. They've been out here since 12. Seems like they've dodged the rain for the most part. We got rain everywhere else in the Upper Cumberland, but I'm excited to be here live. I want to thank Macon Bank Trust Company being a presenting sponsor of all of our Macon County coverage. We're streaming every Macon County Tiger football game this year. The voice of the Tigers, Tim Case, on with UCR this year. He'll be with the two of us tonight. It's going to be a fun broadcast. It's going to be a fun day. Let's go.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, let's break down the game a little bit. For the Macon County Tigers, of course, you're defending Class 4A state champions, making their way down and here towards the stadium. First chance to look at them. Going to look a little bit different this year. Different quarterback, different running backs, different receivers. Defense going to look a little bit different as well. But from all things we've seen in the offseason, still a pretty good football team.
Yeah, they've got a lot of pieces, right? They were replacing a lot last year. I went back and watched the last few games, and all those guys we were saying that are making the big plays are not here this year. But sometimes you get some guys who can really play that are a little bit buried on the depth chart. I think that's how this coaching staff and this fan base feels about this Macon County team. And then some pieces in new spots. A lot of guys who were playing defense only last year with a little bit of offense. Going to play offense only this year with a little bit of defense. Starts at the quarterback position, Matthew Wheely. We've said his name for years, making catches on the outside. Been great at the linebacker spot. Now he gets the keys to the kingdom, so to speak, in this Kyle Shoulders-led offense. It's going to start there. The weapons around him. Expect a lot out of Bentley tonight running the football. There's a lot of guys that I think have an ability to turn into stars for this Macon County team. But we're going to find out, right? What did we see last night? Teams that are replacing pieces had a slow start. Teams with a lot back looked really good yesterday. So Macon County trying to flip that trend on its head tonight. They got a chance, though, because Fulton's in a similar spot. Fulton was a good team last year. I think better than their record indicated. They barely lost to a good Elizabethton team in the first round of the playoffs. They're in that 4A region that now has Anderson County and Alcoa in it. They know they've got to be playing good ball really quickly. So it's a Falcons team and a Tigers team in very similar spots, and both feel like they've got some new stars that can emerge tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Macon County obviously losing what they did. Fulton, similar thing. Starting quarterback, starting running back, top three wide receivers, really only one returner in terms of offense coming back, and we'll see him at quarterback later this evening. So two teams in similar spots, and for Fulton, it's a team that played this Macon County team quite a few years ago, back in 2003, but when we were talking with Coach Shoulders on the season preview series on the UCR football show, it's fresh on their mind, especially on these coaching, on these some of these coaches on the coaching staff. The coach for Fulton, Justin Long, the quarterback of that Fulton team in 2003. So he obviously kind of remembers playing this Macon County team, knows a little bit about what to expect. We'll see if they're ready to play here at Pat Parker today.
Yeah, it's interesting. We were kind of joking with Tim because Macon County's been able to play kind of the underdog role in recent years, and nobody really believes in us. Well, you don't get as much of that when you're the reigning state champion. So you got to find that motivation in other ways. And hey, a semifinal loss, I don't care how long ago it was, that looms large in your mind. So there's that motivation for them tonight. And then you get to have that chip on your shoulder of, hey, nobody thinks we can do what we did. And that's what's kind of interesting in proving ground. You saw Coach Shoulders talk about it's the standard now. What happened last year wasn't the outlier. It wasn't just, oh, my goodness, everything, the stars align. That's what they expect to do year in and year out. And to start there, you get a 4A team on your home field. You're trying to show that, hey, just because some of the pieces are new, some of the names are new, you're still going to have an opportunity to win a lot of football games.
Well, the Stars, got to align a little bit when you go win a state championship.
Facts.
And,
sure.
You had to go on the road pretty much the whole way except for the Anderson County game, and then obviously going to Chattanooga for the state championship game. And it wasn't like they were easy games. You started off on the road at Saudi Daisy. That's a long road trip. And then you got to play Upperman in Baxter. You get that win. Then you got to go to Sparta with Trip Pinion leading the way. 3 great wins there. Then you get Anderson County. That is a heck of a football team, and that was a heck of a game that you guys got to see here last year.
Yeah, no question. And those are similar, faces that are still factors in this classification, especially Anderson County. Looked really good yesterday, had one of those lightning-ended games, but they were up 2 scores on Powell. Powell was a really good 5A football team out of Knoxville. Anderson County, a potential second-round opponent for somebody out of Region 4-4A. Obviously, Alcoa beats Maryville last night. Alcoa into Class 4A changes everything. They've won 10 straight state championships. That doesn't mean that nobody else can win a state title out of 4A. You better be really, really good, and you better play your best game, and that's another potential, not just 4th round, but a potential 2nd round opponent. That also puts a little emphasis to play really good ball early. You don't want to have one region game that maybe you shouldn't lose that you drop, because if you fall to that 2-3 line, you understand your 2nd round game is at Alcoa. I'm good on that. I don't think anybody really would be jumping at the opportunity to play that game. So it's going to be really interesting to see who emerges for this Macon County team. And this is a great measuring stick game, because this is a Fulton team that I think if we said, hey, they finished 3rd in that Region 2 4A, I don't think that would stun either of us if you said they came in behind Alcoa and Anderson County, which means they're in that bucket of teams, and Macon County wants to be a step above that. So an opportunity for the Tigers tonight to come in and prove that they're a step above that and maintain where they were. They don't want to have what happened last year. They want the end result. You don't want to be the 3 seed. Yeah. You want to be the 1 seed, and the road to that starts tonight against Fulton.
One thing in looking at this Fulton team and just looking at the roster buildup, you look down the line, they've got their size and their weights on there. They're not a big team.
Right.
There's only 9 players at 200 pounds or more. Only 4 of those are 250 or more. So they're going to be smaller than Macon County. We know how big they are, especially in the trenches. Can they use that to their advantage and kind of settle it a little bit and get this offense going?
Yeah, it's interesting because it kind of reminds me of Macon County from not last year but a couple of years prior, where you looked up and down and said, man, there's nobody that's really gigantic, but they play above their weight. Yeah. They're really physical, right? Their speed, and that's the deal. When you have Knox Fulton come to town, you expect a lot of speed. You expect a lot of team speed. And that's something I'm really curious to see with this Tigers team. What does that top-end speed look like? We know Gabe and Zach Borders had the top-end speed to go with anybody in the 4A classification. Who's going to emerge and show off some of that speed? You're going to need some. I agree. Macon County's going to be able to mash it tonight, be able to get in the double wing and mash and run what they run on offense. Can they get some big plays? Can they limit the big plays on the other side by getting some of those guys to hit that top-end speed? We're going to find out tonight.
Tuned in to UC Gameday Live here at Macon County. It's presented by Macon Bank Trust Company. My name's Jacob Vincent. That's Noah McKay. The fans are out in droves. They've been here for quite some time, waiting on the team and the band to get here. We'll be joined by a couple of players. Quarterback Matthew Wheeling, one of the guards on the offensive line, and Gavin Johnson. And then, of course, head coach Kyle Shoulders will hop on with us here, and we'll get his thoughts on the game coming up in just a little bit. Like you said, fortunately, the weather is cooperating so far. It was not cooperating with us last night, so we're ready if it decides to change at any point.
I have an idea. He's standing right there, and I'm going to put him on the spot.
Let's do it.
The voice of the Tigers, Tim Case. We're waiting on the team. He's going to come on UC Gameday Live right here. We'll give him a headset. We'll turn him up. We're going to put him on the spot here. This is when we're at our best, when we're on the fly. We got a little bit extra time. So, Tim, first of all, the 3 of us on a headset tonight, 3 separate headsets, but on the broadcast, it may go viral. We'll see. There's going to be some fun moments. Welcome to Team UCR.
Thanks a lot.
You are our resident Macon County expert, as always, so you've been hearing what we're saying. What are some of your thoughts about this Tigers team and this matchup tonight?
If you were to take last year's team and just set it aside, it didn't happen, and we're looking at this team coming in, I'm excited.
Right.
I really am. I love this team. Last year's team, when you look at it, we had a lot of guys with a lot of starts, not a lot of competition for positions. Well, you look at this team, there's nothing nailed down in position. Guys in preseason, also, they've worked their tails off. And you're talking about guys, we had a lot of guys that stand on the sidelines last year that might have could have started for a lot of the teams that we played against. Yep. But it's their turn to play, and they've been battling it out at every position. There's been a battle for a starting position, and I think that's created a different feel about this team. You're going to see a team that's going to play hard. We're going to play physical, as always. Every Kyle Shoulders team I've ever seen plays physical. And so I think everybody's going to be happy with this team when it's all said and done. Now, you're right. We don't have last year big play 80 yards.
Right.
50 yards. I mean, every time you turn around, it's just a big play. All right. So what's the big play this year? A 15-yard play may be considered a big play because not saying we won't have some longer plays. We got some capability, but I think, Cam Miller's got speed. Xavier Bentley's got speed, and there's others. But I still think a 15-yard play is going to be a big play. So if we get behind the sticks on a 3rd and long, it's a lot tougher, to convert, for this team than a year ago. Last year you used to give it to Zach or Gabe, and most likely you're going to convert the play.
Yeah.
A lot different team. So, but that don't mean it's a bad team. This is going to be a really good football team.
And the way I've described it is maybe you've lost your get-out-of-jail-free card. You have a negative play on first down, it's 2nd and 15. You're still going to be okay because you got 7 or 4. Puts a little bit more emphasis on those first down plays, staying on script, getting to a 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5, being able to move the chains like that. Doesn't mean really good football teams do that all the time. You just maybe don't have that get-out-of-jail-free. No matter what, we're going to have the big play and be able to move the
Here's
chains.
one thing I want everybody to understand about this team. Last year's team in the weight room, we only had 6 or 7 guys that was over 1,000-pound club in 3 lifts. This team has 11. This is a strong football team, okay? So we might have lacked the overall step. We gained some strength and power on this offensive line, and I think you're going to see that tonight.
Oh, the band is obviously making their way through. They've got the cheerleaders and the team with them as well. And we'll be joined by Matthew Wheatley and Gavin Johnson coming up shortly here. Get their thoughts on season upcoming, the game upcoming, as Coach Shoulders is with them, making their way up underneath here in the tent. And
let's get Coach in here.
Let's do it. We'll get the players
first.
first.
Players first, and then the head coach Shoulders, and I'll hand the heads.
We'll get these headsets on. Matthew?
That's all right.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Gavin?
Yes, sir.
Good to meet you. Welcome to UC Gameday Live. Matthew, we'll start it with you. This is pretty cool.
Yeah,
what
it is.
What does this feel like to you guys?
It's just awesome seeing everybody in the community come around and support us.
Now, you're going to be the quarterback this season, and when you were getting ready this offseason and getting ready, how excited were you that you were going to have a chance to lead this team that just won a gold ball?
It's awesome. Just lead a group like this and a bunch of boys. It's nice.
And Gavin, I'll go to you. I know you guys, you've had Goose out pretty much the whole time, following you guys around. How cool is it that you guys are having this media kind of follow you guys now that you have all this recognition?
It's a special feeling that I feel like, you really can get nowhere else. I mean, it's got a special place in my heart, and it just means a lot to me.
What kind of trust do you have in this guy right here?
More than anybody else, I'd say.
Now, take me through. It's going to be a big game tonight. Matthew, we'll start with you from Coach Shoulders. What's kind of been the message in getting ready for this game against Fulton?
Just come out and show everybody we still got what we had last year and just compete and win.
And Gavin, obviously you're going to be in the trenches in there. Same thing for you.
Just play, do what we practice for, and just play hard.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck tonight, and we'll get Coach Shoulders in here as well. Coach Shoulders hopping on. Noah's back on it. Coach is obviously, he's a pro at these at this point. I mean, he's had Goose coming out all summer long. You've been dealing with us all summer long. So first of all, thank you for allowing us out here. This is pretty cool. Obviously, second straight year that we've been able to do this. This is awesome.
Yeah, no, this is not something that we're allowing you to do. This is something we beg for you guys to continue to do, is market our program and put our guys on a platform is huge for our young student athletes.
Now, in getting ready for this season, we kind of talked about it in the season preview series, but did it feel different in the locker room this year now that you've got that gold ball in that trophy case?
Yeah, sure. We talked about the approach that we have to take going into a game like tonight, understanding that the opponent has got us circled. We talked to our players about being a heavyweight boxing champion. Everybody wants to call you out. Everybody wants to get in the ring with you because it's their opportunity to get their name out there too. So we're taking that type of approach, understanding everybody's got us circled, and we've got to have our best every time we strap it up.
Let's talk about the game. You got Fulton in here, a 4A program. They're part of that other region with Alcoa and Anderson County, of course, a potential second-round type opponent for you. What about this matchup is interesting for you? What are some of the things that jump out? I know you probably everybody expects to see a fast team when Knoxville Fulton comes to town.
Sure. I want to mention, the history with our program in Knox Fulton. It dates all the way back to 2003 was the first and only opportunity that the two teams have played, and to be able to just revisit that and connect with our 2003 team and our alumni that was associated with that is special. And we hope that it's an opportunity for them to reflect back on their 2003 season as well, which was a remarkable one, maybe arguably the best team in school history, So, it's an opportunity for us. We've taken the approach to right a wrong a little bit that happened that particular season, and these guys have seemed to be up to the task for that. And we understand that Knox Fulton is going to be a team that's extremely fast. We feel like it's going to be somewhat of a comparison to a Melrose, maybe even, where their electric athlete is there at the quarterback position, and we understand that sometimes the most dangerous plays is going to be the unorthodox plays where he just pulls it and takes off running with it.
The mob is here already. It's going to be a different look in Pat Parker. There's a new tarp, let's put it in the middle there, but still a ton of people are going to be here. And what are you expecting out of this environment tonight?
I expect our mob to be chaotic. They are such a great attribute to this football program and all our other sports teams, but what they bring to a game day environment is something special, and I think it shows the connection with our program and our school culture.
It's exciting. It's a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having us.
We'll wrap with this. Talking about the mob, there's a lot of high school environments, very few playing on Saturday, first of all, but that have a 4-hour tailgate beforehand and have, I don't know how many people are out here, a couple hundred people. What is a testament to this community, and how special is it for these guys to be able to play, not just in front of the crowd, but for a community that shows up like this?
Well, our football program has always had a tight relationship with our community. This community is obviously not just special to our program, but all our programs within our school, the way they support us, and have not just on a state championship run, not just the year after a state championship run, but these folks have been with this program for years and years in the past and have supported through good times and bad. I think that's something that is customarily said about Macon County football fans is that they're going to show up and they're going to support their student athletes. Regardless of what the outcome is, they're there to have their back.
Let's pick the game with Coach Shoulders on. How about that? We're
going
to pick the game.
We're going to have him pick?
Well, yeah, who you picking
Is he
to win
allowed
the
to
game
pick?
tonight? Yeah, he can pick the game. I think he's probably going to take the Tigers. That's a safe one. Who you got in the game? Fulton?
Macon County.
It's Macon County.
28-13.
You got the Tigers 28-13. Now, listen, Coach, you lost a lot. Gabe and Zach Borders aren't out there. Luke Gammon's gone. Braylon Flowers is gone. Little concern. Tigers aren't losing at Pat Parker Memorial Field tonight. Give me the Tigers over the Falcons. I'll go 31-14. Macon County gets it done tonight.
There we go.
Coach, we appreciate it so very much.
Coach. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
So we appreciate Coach Shoulders. Appreciate Matthew Willie and Gavin Johnson for hopping on with us here. UC Game Day Live presented by Macon Bank Trust Company. Thank you to all you guys. This is pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Everybody around here, and going to be a fun football game coming up in a little while.
Absolutely.
We're
going to have a great time.
We got a good game
coming
coming
up.
up a little bit. We do
Broadcast.
have to go set up. So make sure you tune in. 6:50 about. We'll get going, have a little pregame, and then we'll get into it as Macon County opens up their season against
Goose is
Fulton.
here. The Goose is
The
loose.
Goose is here as well.
Hey, by the way,
Everybody's here.
for the people here, there's a video before the band, after the band?
Right before the band.
Right before the band. Goose is a little pregame hype video. I think it's going to whip the mob into a bit of a frenzy. I haven't seen all of it. We've seen pieces.
We've seen a little bit.
I'm excited to see it.
Yes.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be
a great night. Come
All
and
right.
watch it.
We're gonna move it over into the stadium. We hope you tune in.